significant opportunity that Africa faces is the fact that it is rapidly urbanizing. So we are projected to be over 2 billion people, actually 25 years max. And what that means is that we will have a lot more people moving into cities. So some of the largest cities in the world will be in Africa going forward.
For decades, global trade has circled the same centers: Asia, Europe, North America. But now the winds of commerce are shifting. From megaports in Lagos to rail corridors stretching from Dar es Salaam to Kinshasa, Africa is reconfiguring its role in global exchange. This is a story of ambition, infrastructure, politics, and vision. Tonight, we explore how the world is reorienting toward Africa and how that shift might change everything. Global trade is entering a new era. As supply chains stretch and geopolitics complicate east-west corridors, observers are increasingly pointing southeast to Africa. Africa already holds incredible assets: raw materials, natural resources, youthful populations, and a strategic geographic position spanning Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Now, with new trade deals, free trade areas, and infrastructure investments, the continent is being repackaged as the next great trade frontier. Analysts note that projected intra-Africa trade combined with external trade could exceed $1 trillion in coming decades. This shift is not speculative, it's already in motion. In rail lines, ports, digital infrastructure, and bold agreements, trade can't flow without roads, rails, and ports. That's why Africa's biggest infrastructure projects are now trade arteries. Consider the Lapset Corridor in East Africa, a multi-billion-dollar network connecting Kenya, Ethiopia, South Sudan through highways, pipelines, rail, and oil. In West Africa, the Abidjan-Lagos Corridor aims to connect coastal economies across multiple countries. In Central Africa, Equatorial Guinea is building a deep water port to open landlocked neighbors to the sea. Coastal nations invest in port expansions in Durban, Lagos, Mombasa, and beyond to handle megaships and global container traffic. These projects are not vanity, they are strategic. They shorten transit times, reduce costs, and lower trade barriers. They are the skeleton of a brand new trade network centered on Africa. Infrastructure is vital, but so is policy. Trade frameworks such as the African Continental Free Trade Area (AFCFTA) are creating a unified market across 54 nations, reducing tariffs, harmonizing standards, and enabling goods to move more freely. Special Economic Zones (SEZ) in Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, and Ethiopia attract investment with tax incentives and modern logistics. Regional Trade Blocks ECOWAS, SADC, AC are aligning regulations, upgrading border posts, investing in smart corridors. The result? A trade environment increasingly friendly to Pan-African commerce and external trade partners. Not all sectors are equal, some are standing at the vanguard of this trade shift. Agriculture and agro-processing. Africa's farms are becoming export hubs. Cocoa, coffee, cashews, shea butter, and horticulture are growing in value. Instead of exporting raw cassava, nations are processing it into starch or flour. Manufacturing and light industry, textile hubs in Ethiopia, electronics in Kenya, automotive parts in South Africa, fabricating goods near resource fronts, minerals and energy. Africa hosts critical minerals, cobalt, lithium, rare earths that feed global batteries. Renewable energy projects, gas pipelines, and power exports become integral. Digital and services, mobile money, fintech, outsourcing, data centers. Africa is leapfrogging into services trade. Nigeria, Rwanda, Ghana lead in tech exports. The world's powers are scrambling. China continues its belt and road presence, building ports, power lines, rail. Europe is promoting its global gateway to invest in African digital and infrastructure. The United States is increasing trade and aid ties, especially with Africa's rising democracies. Gulf states, India, and Asia-Pacific nations are investing in Africa's supply chain, logistics, solar, resource processing. Africa, for once, has negotiating leverage. Many governments demand local content, technology transfer, equity in projects. They're not just land of opportunity, they want to be co-owners. This shift in trade means not just goods flow, influence flows. Whoever controls logistics, tariffs, and corridors will help define global supply chains. The frontier is promising, but full of risk, logistical bottlenecks, customs checks, corruption, delays, infrastructure gaps, aging roads, weak grids, connectivity black spots, political instability, coups, border disputes, conflict in regions like Sahel or Eastern Congo, debt and financing. Many infrastructure deals are debt-financed, repayment burdens loom, regulatory uncertainty, shifting rules, inconsistent policy, lack of enforcement. Africa's frontier is forming now, in steel, asphalt, fiber, and trade deals. If the promise holds, $1 trillion in trade, deeper integration, more jobs, more power. If pitfalls prevail, fragmentation, debt stress, unequal gains. But the message is clear. Africa is not waiting to be included. It is becoming a center, a hub of trade, growth, and global redefinition. The world is watching, the future is rewriting itself, and Africa is at the heart of it.